This is day 27 in the 30 Days of Code HackerRank challenge. I'm going to skip the instructions. You guys can read that on your own. I'm going to focus on this part here because we need to create 3 classes and then write a couple of methods for each class. Now here I'm using a struct. Actually, for the 3 classes that they requested, I'm using structs. So everything here is going to be public. It doesn't matter if you use a class or a struct, but we don't need the constructor and destructor, getters or setters. This way of solving this challenge is fine. The first class is test data empty array. So here I have this struct, the same name, and we need to have a method that returns an empty array. Let's scroll down first. Make sure that you guys read the instructions here at the beginning. But after you read the instructions, look at the code here, which they've already provided. And this is how they call the getArray function for this class here. In our case, it's a struct. But the way they've called it here means that this method is a static method. So we don't need an instance of this class to call this method. That's why you see this keyword here, static, and you'll see it for all the methods in this challenge. We need to return an empty array, and if you read the instructions at the top, it's going to be a vector of integers. You can also scroll down their code here to look at this function, minimum index. They've written it themselves, but you see that they are passing a vector of integers and they are performing a couple of operations here and also controlling errors and all that. I'm not going to focus on that. Again, like I said, I'm focusing on the solution. I return an empty vector. Next, we have this struct here, test data unique values. And this is my struct here. Again, I have a static method here. This is for getArray, and it has to return an array of at least size 2 with all unique elements. So here I'm returning a vector of integers with 2 elements here, both of which are unique. So this here is a return type, vector of integers, and it's a static method. Then the second method here is getExpectedResults, and this one needs to return the expected minimum value index for this array. If you look here, because I've hard-coded this, 1 is the minimum value inside my array. I'm simply returning 0 because 0 is the index of the minimum value inside this vector that I'm returning. The last class that we need to implement, or a struct in our case, is the test data exactly 2 different minimums. It's a weird name, it's pretty long, but I have the same thing here. And the first method to implement is the getArray method. We need to have a duplicate value for the minimum elements. So here I have 1, 2, 3, and then I have 1 repeated again at the end of my array. You can have this anyhow you want in any order, but you just need to make sure that the minimum value is duplicated. This is done here, and then getExpectedResults in this struct is returning the expected index corresponding to the minimum value. If you read the instructions at the top here, in this section, they say that if there is more than 1 element with the minimum value, return the smallest one. When they say the smallest one, they're referring to the index. Here I have index 0 for the minimum value, but index 0 is the minimum value. So inside of this method, I'm returning index 0. So now let's run this code. We've passed the sample test case, and I think that this challenge has only 1 test case. So we're done. And that's it. This was day 27 called testing. If you like my solution, please subscribe to my channel, check out my playlist, and I'll catch you next time.